The upscale park was buzzing with laughter that Saturday afternoon. Children ran across the grass, their squeals blending with the sound of swings creaking and kites dancing in the sky. But on one quiet bench, a little girl sat motionless, her wheelchair parked beneath the shade of a maple tree. Her name was Emily. She was 9 years old, with big blue eyes and soft brown curls. And though her smile was gentle, there was something missing, something that even the best toys money could buy couldn't give her. She sat alone, watching other children play. Her father, Mr. Harrison, a powerful CEO known for building empires and crushing boardroom rivals, stood a few steps away. He wore an expensive suit even on weekends. But in that moment, he wasn't a CEO. He was just a father, helpless and aching. He could give Emily the world, but he couldn't give her what she wanted most, a friend. And then it happened. A man in worn-out jeans and a faded jacket walked by, holding the tiny hand of a little girl with pigtails. He wasn't polished, not powerful, not someone anyone would expect to approach the mighty Harrison. But he stopped. "Excuse me," the man said softly, kneeling by Emily. "My name's Daniel. This is my daughter, Lily. She says she doesn't like playing unless everyone gets a turn, and she would love to play with you." Emily's eyes widened. For a moment, she glanced at her father, as if to ask, "Is this real?" Harrison froze. He wasn't used to strangers approaching without an agenda. No contracts, no favors, no hidden motives. Just kindness. Emily's voice, quiet and shy, broke the silence. "Really? You'd want to play with me?" Lily grinned and nodded. "Of course. Do you like tea parties? Or drawing? I brought crayons." And just like that, a spark returned to Emily's eyes. For the first time in weeks, she laughed. Not a polite smile, not the forced cheerfulness she wore to hide her loneliness, but a genuine laugh that made her whole face glow. Harrison swallowed hard, watching his daughter's wheelchair surrounded by crayons, paper, and giggles. He couldn't remember the last time he saw her so alive. But the story didn't end there. As the hours passed, Daniel shared bits of his life. He wasn't wealthy. In fact, he was a single dad working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. His wife had passed away, and he was doing everything alone. Harrison listened quietly. He was a man who measured people in profit and loss, yet here was someone richer in something far more valuable: love, patience, and presence. At one point, Emily turned to her father, holding up a drawing of 3 stick figures: herself, Lily, and her dad. "Daddy, can we invite them over for dinner? Please?" The request pierced through Harrison's guarded heart. For years, he believed success meant shielding Emily with wealth. But here she was, asking not for diamonds or toys, but for company, for friendship, for family. That night, for the first time, Harrison's grand dining room didn't feel cold. Daniel and Lily sat across the long oak table, laughing as Emily told stories between bites of pizza, simple, ordinary pizza, not the fancy meals served by chefs. Harrison caught himself smiling. The emptiness he carried, the loneliness Emily endured, it wasn't wealth that could fill it. It was people. It was love. And then came the twist Harrison didn't expect. Daniel excused himself to take a phone call. Harrison overheard enough to realize the truth. Daniel had just lost one of his jobs. He hadn't told anyone, not even Lily. He was scared but trying to stay strong for her. The CEO who had everything suddenly realized he was in the presence of the strongest man he'd ever met. The emotional climax came when Emily, with her childlike innocence, reached for Daniel's hand. "Don't worry," she whispered. "My daddy helps people. He can help you too." Harrison's chest tightened. In that moment, the businessman in him melted away. He wasn't the CEO, the untouchable figure of power. He was just a father, humbled by his daughter's purity. He looked Daniel in the eye and said, "You gave my little girl something I couldn't buy with all the money in the world. Let me do something for you in return." Daniel hesitated, pride holding him back. But Harrison wasn't offering charity. He was offering partnership. Purpose. A chance. Within weeks, Daniel was working at Harrison's company, not as a handout, but as someone valued. And more importantly, Emily and Lily became inseparable. Months later, the park looked the same, the laughter, the swings, the kites. But this time, Emily wasn't watching from the sidelines. With Lily by her side, she was right in the middle of it all, her wheelchair surrounded by love and belonging. And Harrison? He stood there, not as a CEO, not even as a man defined by power, but as a father who finally understood what mattered most. The message is simple. True wealth isn't measured in dollars or titles. It's found in the kindness we share, the friendships we nurture, and the courage to open our hearts. Because sometimes, the smallest act of compassion, like one little girl saying, "My daughter would love to play with you," can change lives forever.